Welcome everyone, this is Empire Pacific episode 12. Thank you for joining me. I am Joseph Cabrera, your commentator here in Empire, and here comes a man. He's probably have a lot to say on his mind right now. That is Finn Balor. He was the first ever Empire World Champion. Of course, that title is now called the Atlantic World title, over on the Atlantic brand. He is here because he did not have the best time. Of course, we know back at the Empire block, he was supposed to get a world title opportunity against the champion, AJ Styles, but he was assaulted before the match could even begin. He was assaulted, put through the announce table, and hit with multiple Styles clashes. Therefore, he was not able to continue he was not able to even start or compete in the match, and the match was really a no contest. Now Finn Balor is here tonight to address that. He was cleared to compete. He may not be 100%, but he was medically cleared to wrestle. He is here to address what happened at that event. Of course, we know back at Trouble in Tokyo 2, the Demon was seen, and he defeated Shinsuke Nakamura to become the #1 contender to earn that title shot he got at Empire Block during the Prestige Festival. But now that is behind us. We are on our road to the Champions Rise CPV. As everyone knows, going back after that, we will have, of course, the Empire Conquest 2, which is the next CPV after Champions Rise. Like I said, we've had multiple qualifying matches. That is a big thing that's happened throughout, as well as confirming matches. Of course, we will have, by the end of the night, we will have the 4 matches from the Pacific side in terms of the championships that will be on the line. Every championship will be on the line at Champions Rise. Every match will be a title match. All 4 title matches have been confirmed on the Atlantic side. Strong words for Finn Balor. Well, I couldn't even get my words out. That was so quick between AJ Styles interrupting it, and it looks like we have confirmed that we're going to get that world title match at Champions Rise between AJ Styles and Finn Balor. But here comes Shane Thorne. Shane Thorne debuting here. Of course, AJ Styles just said he had arranged a match for Finn Balor right here and right now, and it looks like that's what has happened. It's Shane Thorne. It's going to be Shane Thorne 101 with Finn Balor right here, right now, to start off this episode of Empire Pacific. Of course, that wasn't planned. We weren't planning to have this match here tonight, but that's what we got. Of course, if you didn't hear, it just went down. Finn Balor challenged AJ Styles for another shot because of what went down, because he did not receive a world title shot at the Prestige Festival. So that means that's what's going to happen. AJ Styles is going to defend the world title, the Pacific World title, 101 with Finn Balor at Champions Rise. Here we have our first match to kick off the night here in Empire Pacific. We thank you for joining us. Finn Balor 101 with Shane Thorne, making his first appearance here on the Pacific brand, signing. And Finn Balor, like I said, he's not in a happy mood. But he's 100%. He's not 100%. That's for sure. Shane Thorne may be able to take advantage of that as Finn Balor hits the strikes. Strikes right there, and there's a big running drop kick right to the face. Finn Balor is not playing around here tonight. Maybe thinking about a sling bait, but Shane Thorne just elbowed him right in the face. Shane Thorne wants nothing to do with Finn Balor right now, but Finn ain't gonna give him a chance. What a dive right there by Finn. As we said, Finn, a former Empire World Champion, Empire Atlantic World Champion, former Empire North American Champion. Went back right before the brand split. It was called the US title. Then converted to the North American title. When the brand split happened, big drop kick. So he's held 2 titles here, and he's been actively fighting to become the Pacific World Champion all season. this issue with AJ Styles started because AJ Styles cost Finn Balor the Empire North American title at the end of season 1. Big knees right to the gut after that missed splash. So AJ Styles inadvertently cost Finn Balor the Empire North American title to Malik Brown. And then because of that, Finn was allowed to be drafted, and he ended up being drafted to the Pacific, never receiving Big Insecurity that rematch for that title. That led to AJ Styles eventually facing Finn at No Mercy and losing. Not winning, but the rivalry was definitely not over after that. And those two men were intertwined for the world title until Empire Uprising in a triple threat. Imperator, a triple threat match. Big brainbuster right there. Where AJ Styles was able to win the title from Shinsuke Nakamura in that triple threat match involving Finn Balor. As a frog splash to the back there, focus on this match. As it looks like Shane going for the cover here. After that frog splash to the back of the head, only a 2 count. This has been a back and forth contest. Shane trying to showcase his skills. Making his first appearance here in Empire against a former world champion. Beating a former world champion will surely give him some opportunities for the future as Finn trips up. Shane here, double foot stomp to the chest. And Finn following up with a drop kick right to the head. Finn not showing any signs of rust or injury after that assault a few weeks ago at the Prestige Festival. There's a big reverse 1916. Is that enough to put away Shane Thorne here? 1, 2, only a 2 count. Like I said, this rivalry between Finn and AJ has lasted the entire season. At this point, kick right to the gut. Finn able to block out of there, looking for a brainbuster of his own, it looks like, but knee by Shane, and what a kick right to the head. Big kick, and now Shane trying to capitalize on the situation. Is he gonna go for it? He's gonna go for another big vertical suplex landing on the back of Finn's head. AJ Styles not competing here tonight, although it's confirmed a big shot. Regardless of what happens, he will compete in the next episode. Of course, after this episode, we will have the Champions Rise CPV. It's Finn just flying clothesline off the apron. Right after this, we have the pre-show and the main show for the Champions Rise CPV. Like I said, every championship will be on the line, and then after that, we will be on the road to Empire Conquest 2. Finn looked for a Hurricane Rana, but got caught with a power bomb. Big power bomb by Shane Thorne, and now Shane looking to line him up. What's he looking for here? Picks him up on his shoulders, but Finn flipped out of it and into a sling blade. Finn Balor able to capitalize and hit that sling blade, and now he's in control. Just tosses him out there. Finn Balor in control here, tosses Shane into the corner, big chop. Off to the other side, another chop, and another drop kick connects. Finn Balor in complete control here of Shane Thorne. Now what's Finn looking for? He may be thinking for 1916 connects. 1916 connects to Shane Thorne, and Finn may be looking to put this away and send a message to the Empire Pacific World Champion AJ Styles. Here we go, coup de grace. Coup de grace to Shane Thorne, hook of the leg, 1, 2, and 3. Finn Balor picks up the victory and much needed momentum going into his Pacific World title match at Champions Rise. As you see that right there, a big frog splash to the back of the head. Shane Thorne connected, maybe not got him all of it, only got him a 2 count. An impressive performance nonetheless by Shane Thorne in his debut, but Finn Balor was able to capitalize on the situation and bombarded him with enough moves to pick up the win. There's the 1916 right there. And he followed that up with the coup de grace right to the chest. And that was the end for Shane Thorne. Finn Balor picks up the win and is looking good as he heads towards his world title shot. Can Finn become the only man to hold both brands' world titles? Can he do that? Can he upstage the phenomenal one at Champions Rise? We will find out then. Right now, Finn celebrates a big, big victory.
Select the one to fight with, get it on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Pick and choose the right one, get it on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Select the one to fight with, get it on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Yes, sir. Pick and choose the right one, get it on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time for you to get into the character. You hit or lose or hit or win, I'm only asking you. Either you beat him or you beat him like an amateur. Either you drive or you get driven like a passenger. The fight's around the corner, so pick the one you want. Represent your way, go head to head with your opponent. Feel it in the air, tension is electric. The glory's imminent, this is something epic. Reach for one of you, so what you gonna do? When your enemy is standing right in front of you, are you gonna lose, or are you gonna prove to everyone that never thought you win that you could rule? Cause everything is in your hands, you control it. And everything that is the past, it is over. This is now, this is everything that is. So you better make the right pick. Select the one to fight with, get it on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Pick and choose the right one, get it on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select the one to fight with, get it on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Pick and choose the right one, get it on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select the one to fight with, get it on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Pick and choose the right one, get it on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select the one to fight with, get it on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Pick and choose the right one, get it on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, big words we heard before the commercial break by Daniel Bryan. As we know, he lost the Pacific the Pacific Pure Championship, to Tommy Walker back at Trouble in Tokyo 2 on night 1, and we confirmed that match will happen. We will have a rematch at Champions Rise. Tommy Walker defending the Empire Pacific Pure Championship against former champion Daniel Bryan. But here comes the new Empire Pacific Tag Team Champions. Yes, that's right, new. It's Kenny Omega and his partner Amir defeated the Omegas, Joe Omega and Aaron Omega, to become the Tag Team Champions at the Empire Prestige Festival. As we know, these two men teamed with Aaron Omega to defeat the East Coast Connection as Tracy Relic, Louis Scott, and Web Reaper. And the stipulations were if they won and helped Aaron win the match, they would get a tag title shot, and that's what they got at the Prestige Festival, and they defeated the Omegas. What a match that was! Obviously, those two teams have met twice before. They met in the semifinals of the tournament to crown the first ever Pacific Tag Team Champions back at Empire Fallout 2 earlier this year. And now they met one more time under probably better circumstances, and that allowed Kenny Omega and Amir to capture the gold. Their alliance was formed at the beginning of this season, and they've been a dominant tag team, and now here they are in action against these two local young competitors. Right there, the one starting, his name is Kobe Jack. We've seen him a few times as a local competitor, running the rounds of the Empire scene. Because the young man on the apron, he's appeared before as well. I believe he faced Apollo Crews in defeat. But oh, what a knee strike! The tag team champions looking good here so far. Kenny Omega looking good here so far, taking on Kobe Jack. Now we have this young man comes in the ring and gets hit right with a form, and there's a DDT to Kobe Jack. Kenny Omega is on fire here. That big vintage leg drop to the back of the head. So this is their first match since winning the tag team titles, and they certainly are showing themselves. And here comes the big Amir Bond. Of course, he's of Egyptian ascent. Strong competitor, has gold and countless different companies that he's been a part of. Big kick and now Falcon Arrow coming. He debuted for the company right at the end of season 1, competing in the Emperor's Crown ladder match at Empire Strikes Back. He's a big back suplex to Kobe Jack. Kenny Omega's been with the company, been with Empire since day 1. Had a long rivalry with Seth Rollins. Then even another continuing rivalry with then Danny Jackpot, who's no longer with the company. Now it's Axton. But since then, that rivalry led to this team with Amir, and they've become a successful team. As you saw that big Pharaoh's Curse leg lariat on the floor, and he hits it again. He hits it this time in the ring. These two men, so impressive, won the tag team titles, and now it looks like they're looking to finish off their opponents. What a form. Kenny Omega, probably one of the best wrestlers in the world. Amir, young in his career, but certainly has a long career ahead of him. Now it looks like he's going to put the exclamation point on this match with the One Ring Angel. 1, 2, 3. This is over. Kenny and Amir pick up the win just like that. What an impressive win they had after a big championship victory, defeating the Omegas. They are successful here tonight in tag team action. And as you see, as I was talking, that big leg lariat, Pharaoh's Curse, and then he hit it a second time in the ring to this local young man, and boom, One Winged Angel. Kenny Omega picks up the win just like that. And the tag team champions have some momentum on their side. That's for sure. They are on the top of the tag team division here on the Pacific brand. Well, big news we just heard from the general manager, Mr. J. It's confirmed the Omegas will get their rematch for the Pacific Tag Team titles against Amir and Kenny Omega at Champions Rise, and it will be the main event of the CPV. What a big opportunity for the Pacific brand. We also heard from Isaiah Ice, former two-time Cruiserweight champion. Of course, he was assaulted weeks ago by Akuma Santos, and Akuma refused to acknowledge why he did that. Of course, we have this big 6-man tag main event tonight. So Isaiah Ice will certainly want to get his hands on Akuma. Of course, it's Isaiah Ice teaming with Mikey Truth. He teams up with Mikey Truth and Helenius to take on Cabrera, Akuma Santos, and Cesar Luis. And of course, as we see right now, here comes the former Empire Pacific Cruiserweight Champion. That's also true. We had 2 title changes take place at that Empire Prestige Festival. The former Cruiserweight Champion who dethroned the longest reigning champion, Isaiah Ice, Amir Pantera, lost the title in the Prestige 2 Festival Empire Cruiserweight Invitational. Yes, the second Cruiserweight Invitational. We had one last year where Ricochet won the title. We have a second one this year, and Eddie Nicholson, that's right, Eddie Nicholson defeated Amir Pantera along with Ricochet, DJ Smith, Connor Wine, and Illumination to capture the championship. What a match that was, second ever, probably better than the first one. Eddie Nicholson is the new Empire Pacific Cruiserweight Champion. Here comes the man that actually had a pretty impressive outing in that match. Started the match, lasted to close to the end of it, eliminated 2 competitors, Ricochet and DJ Smith. And he's looking to maybe get some momentum if he can defeat the former Cruiserweight Champion, Amor Pantera, who is not happy, as you can see a back suplex on his head. He's not happy. He's fuming at the fact that he lost the championship. In this match tonight, maybe a sacrificial lamb for the former champion. Of course, he's leaned out. 230 pounds is the limit for a cruiserweight. That's a loose limit, of course. Amor Pantera leaned out in order to become a cruiserweight. And of course, he had that rivalry. Oh, what a DDT! The rivalry with Jushin Liger that ended at Triple in Tokyo 2. Of course, retiring Liger from Empire Wrestling, defending the Cruiserweight Championship in the process as well. But of course, he lost the championship at the VW Prestige Festival. Like we said, it was a classic. It was down to Illumination, Eddie Nicholson, and Amor Pantera. And Pantera was the last man out. But just due to the mounting offense of those 2 young competitors, he was eliminated by Eddie Nicholson. And then Eddie was able to hit the Icarus on Illumination to win the championship. Of course, all those 3 men, including Connor Wine too as well, could be the future of the Pacific brand, as we saw that big gut buster. A lot to go on. As we said, we already have 2 matches confirmed now on the Pacific side in terms of championship matches. AJ Styles will defend the Pacific World title against Finn Balor. And we now know the main event of Champions Rise. Amir, Barnes, and Kenny Omega will defend their Pacific Tag Team Championships against the Omegas. Big cross body by Connor Wine. We also a third match as well, I forgot to mention. Tommy Walker defending the Pacific Pure Championship. His first title defense since winning the title against the former champion Daniel Bryan. So 3 matches, 3 of the 4 championship matches confirmed. And the main event will be the Pacific Tag Team title match. So now Connor Wine just throwing him into the turnbuckle after diving in the ropes. Connor Wine here trying to be impressed. Since been debuting at the beginning of this season after a long absence from being a part of Carl, he went for that moonsault. And a big knees up by Pantera, and he hits a super kick right to the face. He debuted at the beginning of the season with a couple of victories here and there. Wasn't really able to find himself, but he did have a chance at the Pure title in the pre-show of Fallout 2 earlier in the year. There's a roll up right there, only a 1 count though. That Prestige Festival performance was probably his standout of this season, and this could be a way to showcase himself, but maybe not there after that big back shot right to the back. Pantera, like I said, is not playing around here. What a suplex to Connor Wine. That might be enough to put away Conor Wine, and only a 2 count right there. Except Pantera, part of original of OPW, have their own rivalry with White Panther over there. Came to Empire to show his skills, and he was looking for a powerbomb. Got hit with a Hurricane Rana right there. Big face buster. He made his first appearance representing OPW in a 6-man tag match in the pre-show of Empire Strikes Back. Signed with the company into season 2. Big shortcomings right there. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Let's focus on this match. Amor Pantera debuted for the Pacific brand at the beginning of the season, been the dominant force since. Former Cruiserweight champion. Of course, he would want that title back. Conor Wine could showcase maybe that he deserves the shot. But for the Hurricane Rana, got caught with a power bomb. After Pantera was able to kick out of one of his finishing moves, a shortcoming super kick again. Pantera is not playing around here. Not playing around with Conor Wine. Tosses into the floor. What is he doing now? Pantera maybe looking to inflict maximum damage. Conor Wine powerbomb to the apron. Powerbomb to the apron. Conor Wine hasn't moved. He hasn't moved at all. Into the cover here. This may be about academic. 1, 2, and 3. Just like that, Pantera steamrolling over Conor Wine with a victory. I don't think he even cares. All he wants is the Cruiserweight Championship back. And it hurt anybody to do it. As you saw right here, Conor Wine trying his best here in this match. This was a back and forth contest. Big suplex there, but one difference maker was that apron powerbomb that Pantera likes to do, and it gave him the victory. As you see there, he hit the shortcomings, that cutter, but it wasn't enough to put him away. And then the academic, he hit that powerbomb on the apron, and all Pantera had to do after that was roll Conor's lifeless body into the ring and roll him over for the 3 count, and that's what happened. Pantera picks up a victory after big loss of his Cruiserweight Championship. I think he wants to get that title back. Here's the general manager again, Mr. J.
Welcome to Call All Stars.
All my rules begin to howl. Wake me up, the time is now. Can you hear the drum hit? There's a revolution coming. Wide awake, the fever burns. Sweat it out, wait my turn. Can you hear the drum hit? There's a revolution coming. I've been waiting all my life to live when I've only been dreaming. Get love when I've only been stealing. Can't let time keep passing me by. Run down what I've always been chasing. Block out every fear I've been facing.
Hey, where the fuck are the light tubes?
All my rules begin to howl. Wake me up, the time is now. Can you hear the drum hit? There's a revolution coming. Fire things that turn me on. Drag my dark into the dawn. Can you hear the drum hit? There's a revolution coming.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. As we just heard before the commercial break, Mr. J announced the final match. That's right, it's going to be a triple threat match. Eddie Nicholson is defending the Empire Pacific Cruiserweight Championship. The new champion defending against Illumination and former champion Amor Pantera in a triple threat match. What a match that will be. And that means we have confirmed all 4 matches that will take place for the Pacific side at Champions Rise. All the championship matches have now been confirmed. And now here comes, oh look it is. It's Oney Lorcan we saw just come out, along with his tag team partner and local competitor here. Gonna take on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. It's the devious duo of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They debuted at the beginning of this season. Some wins, had some losses. But the big thing is that they have an issue with Silverlight. That's right, they have a big issue with Silverlight. Attacked him a couple of weeks ago. Of course, Sami Zayn lost to Silverlight in the first round of the Empirical tournament. That's when Silverlight made his debut. These two men only care about themselves. And here comes super kick to Oney Lorcan. Oney Lorcan teaming up with this local competitor for taking on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. We saw 2 local competitors not fare too well against the tag team champions earlier tonight. But Kevin Owens, big Russian leg sweep. Both these men are strong singles competitors as they are tag team competitors. Kevin Owens a ruthless individual. As you know, both of those men have to look for probably opportunities to probably be a part of the Conqueror's Rumble match. As you see, neither man have had championship opportunities as of late. They kind of mixed results when it comes to their singles and tag team success. So Oney Lorcan is getting assaulted here, and now attacked to Sami Zayn. Big double shoulder balls. Complete control here by Kevin and Sami. Looking for a snow suplex, but wait. Oney able to shift his weight, and that's a neck breaker. Oney Lorcan's had some run-ins teaming against Sami and Kevin in the past. Oh, what a shot by this local competitor. He just hit a bulldog on Sami Zayn. I guess you can't count him out here. Be able to tag out here, and that's a suplex to Sami. Wait a minute, Kevin Owens just got in the ring. Pop-up powerbomb. Just when we looked like there was going to be some hope for this team, Kevin Owens came in and just dropped this local competitor known as El Mago. There's a haluva kick. He is lifeless. I don't think he's going to get up from that. But Sami Zayn is going to make sure that Oney Lorcan has no say. Back suplex to the apron. And then just throws him into the apron. I don't know how Amago got up after being dropped with the haluva kick. But he may not have much left. Kevin Owens just destroyed him with that clothesline. Oney Lorcan again trying to interfere, trying to help his partner, but Kevin Owens having none of it. Kevin Owens has none of it. And he may be getting up, but he's not getting any offense. And there's that neck breaker to the back. Kevin Owens is going to put this away here. Package, pile, driver. I don't think Silverlight's watching this. Wanting that revenge. 1, 2, and 3. That's it. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn pick up the victory. Showcasing just how ruthless they can be in this match tonight. It's a double shuttle. Oney Lorcan had a little bit of offense. Tagged out. But Kevin Owens just all-handed when he hit that pop-up powerbomb. continued offense, louver kick, neck breaker, package pile, driver, and Kevin Owens picks up the win for his team. You gotta think they could be in line for a future tag title shot in the future. But right now, I think they're more focused on destroying Silverlight for whatever reason. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn pick up the victory here tonight, though. I still see them happy about it. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Perseverance takes more than ears to hear it. Takes more than tears to feel it. Takes more than pain to heal it. Regain your spirit. Don't take your time. Gotta face your grind. Gotta take your mind and clear it. No time to kill. You got the skills behind the wheel. Now steer it. I tried being lazy. It really wasn't me. Cause a man that doesn't work, that's a man that doesn't eat. And I can see my future obstacles preparing their defeat. Cause I'm standing in the mirror, but I'm staring at a beast. Can't face defeat and I can't be weak because the struggle is tough. Gotta bring that heat. Get back to your feet and say enough is enough. See, I fell to the ground, looked around and I found that I was down on my luck. So I stepped my game, my pride, my confidence and stamina up. Now I'm smashing all my foes, I'm passing all my foes. I got passion and it shows, go get you, reach my goals. You came to see greatness, then pass me the mic. This is what my mama told me when I asked for advice.
Mama said, it's a pill for oddities, a stranger crusaders. Ain't never wanna be so weird in the novelties. Don't ever change, we wanted everything, wanted everything. Stay up on that rise, stay up on that rise, and never come down. Oh, stay up on that rise, stay up on that rise, and never come down. Mama said, don't give up, it's a little complicated. All tied up, no more love, and I hate to see you waiting. They say it's all been done, but they haven't seen the best in me. So I got one more run and it's gonna be a sight to see. Had to have high hopes for a living, shooting for the stars when I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have it done, but I always had a vision, always had high hopes.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Big words from Helenius before the commercial break. He is one of the competitors confirmed to be in the Conquest Rumble match. Here's our main event of the evening, a 6-man tag team match. That's right, it's Isaiah Ice, Mikey Truth, and Helenius taking on Al Cabrera, the Miracle, my brother, Akuma Santos, and Cesar Luis. That's right, as we know, I've said before, there's an accumulated amount of spots that is given out through a drawing for each brand, and of course, Helenius has been chosen for that, as well as Isaiah Ice and Akuma Santos. All three of them are confirmed to be entrants in the Conquest Rumble match after Champions Rise. And as we know, certain Alchemists had to qualify. This past episode of Extraction was supposed to be Pete Dunne versus Al Cabrera in a qualifying match. But because Pete Dunne was not able to make it to the arena, Al Cabrera refused to have any opponent at all. Thus, a match was set up instead where it was Ricochet versus Mikey Truth. And Mikey Truth was able to defeat Ricochet and qualify for the Conquest Rumble match. That match now will take place on the next episode of Extraction between Al Cabrera and Pete Dunne. As you see, Isaiah Ice, the former 2-time Cruiserweight Champion, making his way to the ring. He has issues with Akuma Santos. So that means everybody in this match except for Al Cabrera is officially confirmed to be in the Conquest Rumble match. Cesar Luis defeated Samuel Wolf on that same episode as I mentioned, Extraction episode 12 that just happened, to qualify for the Conquest Rumble match. Here comes Helenius, just finished a season-long rivalry with the Samoa submission machine Samoa Joe. That's right, Samoa Joe. They've been feuding for the whole season. They competed in a street fight against each other. They met right at the end of season 1 in a singles match. They brawled at Empire Strikes Back, and then it was just 3 straight times. As we mentioned earlier, Helenius has defeated Samoa Joe. They met for a 3rd time in the first round of the Imperial Conquest tournament, and Helenius defeated him in quick fashion, but was assaulted after the match by Joe. They then met one-on-one at Empire Uprising, and Samoa Joe was defeated again via roll-up, small package. And they met for the final time, right before Trouble in Tokyo 2, in a steel cage match, and Helenius defeated Samoa Joe for the 3rd straight time to end that rivalry. And here comes the iconic deity known as Mikey Truth. He's had his own upstart career here in Empire, getting 2 opportunities to become the world champion, unfortunately unsuccessful. But now that he's in the Conqueror's Rumble match, if he wins, he could get one more shot at the title, and it would be in the main event of Empire Strikes Back 2. That's why a big 6-man tag match. Momentum on the side, as we already confirmed. We already have all 8 matches now confirmed. All 8 championship matches for both brands, 4 and 4, to take place at Champions Rise. What a CPV that will be. I guess we're also going to look forward after Champions Rise to Empire Conquest 2. And that takes us down the path to the final event of this season, that being Empire Strikes Back 2. As I said, we have one side complete of our 6-man tag match, and here comes the other half, and here comes Akuma Santos, a man, a part of OPW, one of the originals over there. Made his first appearance for the company right before season 2 and season 1. Got signed to the Pacific brand at the beginning of the brand split in season 2, and he's become an ally of the Miracle Al Cabrera. As you know, Al Cabrera lost at Empire Strikes Back. He lost in a Hell in a Cell match against Omega in what was a big chapter of that Al Cabrera versus Omega's rivalry. And he was deemed injured, and he was supposed to, per stipulations, he was supposed to have a match with Joe Omega, which was prolonged because he was injured, thus managing Akuma and the East Coast connection. But it was revealed that he was prolonging the injury that to avoid having a match with Joe Omega. Hence, and here comes the Miracle, my brother, right now. You know, like I said, we are brothers. I do not condone the actions of him. He as well did not mention me, and I know that I get this job because of him. It was an opportunity that was given to me, and I'm happy to have it. And although he is my brother, I do not appreciate the way he has been acting in Empire ever since he screwed Joe Omega out of being the winner of the first ever Conqueror's Rumble match. It was because of him that Joe Omega never got that title opportunity. Going towards the end of season 1. But now that rivalry is over. Joe Omega defeated Al Cabrera in that death match, that brutal Tokyo death match, to main event the first night of Trouble in Tokyo 2. Al Cabrera was defeated, but it doesn't look like he's disturbed about that, because as you know, he's been a part of countless leagues, had a good number of championships, but he has lost a big match. That was after Trouble in Tokyo was his first CPV match in well over a year. His last one being Empire Strikes Back last year, in October of last year. So he's only had a handful of matches. He was a manager for most of the season, and here comes the third man of this 6-man tag team match, Cesar Luis, big upstart here on the Pacific brand. And this is a big showcase for him. Because after Champions Rise, he could catapult by winning that Conquest Rumble match. And possibly main eventing Empire Strikes Back 2. The roster has changed plenty since the beginning of the season. So a lot of superstars will probably be making their first ever appearance on Empire Strikes Back once we get down the road to that. Like I said, we're still on the road right now. Champions Rise will be on Next CPV following this show. Yes, we have the pre-show and then the main card. And after that, we would then be down for our Next CPV Empire Conquest 2. Since we makes their way to the wing, look at all these men, young athletes, all wanting opportunity for the future. And definitely can be the future of Empire, especially for this specific brand. Because Mikey has had countless titles in other leagues. Sure. Helenius is definitely looking for he's definitely broken out this season as a top future athlete. Isaiah Ice, a 2-time Cruiserweight champion, wants to branch out as well. And here it is, the confrontation between Akuma and Isaiah Ice. Akuma assaulted Isaiah Ice a few weeks ago, and we still don't know why that was the case. But Isaiah Ice doesn't seem to care anymore. He just wants to get his hands on Akuma, and that's what we're seeing right now. Big elbow. Akuma also has held countless titles in OPW. Hasn't held the championship here in Empire. Big scoop slam. Cesar Luisaro, a newer competitor. No titles to his name. Now Cabrera, like I said, has held countless titles at different leagues. Was a former Empire Hardcore champion when that title was on. Of course, it's deactivated, no longer a thing here in Empire. So that's the only title he's actually held here in Empire. But I think he's looking to win if he can win the Conquest Rumble match, if he can qualify first and then win it, that would be a big way in saying, hey, I was the owner of this company and I can be a world champion. You can't condone his actions. He is one hell of a competitor, and there's a big neck breaker. As all the 2 men in the ring right now, Isaiah Ice, gotta think one of the breakout stars here in Empire, defeated Joe Omega, who was the longest reigning Cruiserweight champion at the time, in his first ever match. Big knee to win the championship. That was right after Empire Conquest, the first Empire Conquest show in season 1. And here we are, over a year and a half later since then, and he's held the Cruiserweight Championship twice. He's now the longest reigning Cruiserweight champion, his second reign beating Joe Omega's reign. And went for a suplex, and Cesar Luis tagged into the ring and does a neck breaker by his eyes. And now he think he maybe want to branch out away from the Cruiserweight division. As you notice, a lot of chunk cutters in that division, as we saw. 3 men that would defend, that would be a part of the Cruiserweight Championship match at Champions Rise. Andy Nicholson, Elimination, and Amor Pantera. So as we see Helenius, big man from Finland, tagging in for the first time in this match. As you can see that constructive tape on him because of the injuries he suffered from Samoa Joe in their rivalry. He still has that tape on. Now he is going to go one-on-one right now with Cesar Luis. These 2 men actually met in the second round of the Imperial CPV tournament. Helenius won that match. He got to the quarterfinals in that tournament, but lost to Daniel Bryan. Cesar Luis made his first appearance beating Pete Dunne in the Imperial tournament. Then, as I mentioned, lost to Helenius in the second round. As you can see here, Cesar Luis lining up. Helenius with a big uppercut off the second rope. Leg drop. As we mentioned, this alliance between Cabrera and Akuma Santos. Gonna be proving to be useful between the two. You know, he went for that half and half suplex that he likes to use, but it counted and got hit with a Finn hammer. Helenius' finishing maneuver, the Finn hammer, but Cabrera gets in the ring to break up the pinfall. And a big reverse DDT. Cabrera has not been in this match yet, but he made his presence known right there. And Helenius looked to capitalize. He hit the Finn hammer on Cesar Luis. Cesar now Rocky able to get up to his feet here and take advantage. Big bulldog. A big bulldog and two elbows right to the head. And now Cabrera tags in. His interferences would allow Cesar Luis to get back in the game and tag out. And now Cabrera looking for the drop kick. Look at Cabrera, 2 drop kicks right to the head of Helenius. Now Cabrera up to the top rope. A mixture of ground game and high-flying action. Against a much bigger opponent, he went for a Harlem hangover. But Helenius was able to get out of the way and hit a knee buster. Maybe thinking maybe a tag, maybe he's looking for another Finn hammer. Oh no, this time he's looking for a jackhammer. He hits the jackhammer, and now he tags out to the iconic DD Mikey Truth. So I don't believe Helenius and Cabrera have ever met in any form. And I think this is only the second time you saw those big spinning guys that Mikey Truth and Cabrera have ever faced off. The first match, he went for that diving spiral tap. Cabrera dodged it and he hits a float over DDT. Their first encounter was actually in the first round of the FWZ Next Headliner tournament. Cabrera defeated Mikey Truth in that match. FWZ, check out their channel. With that headline, Cabrera is in that tournament, and if he could win that tournament, he could be a next competitor here in FWZ. But right now, here he is in Empire. He just hit a big neck breaker on a Mikey Truth, and he's going for an elbow drop now. What an elbow drop that was. Onto Mikey Truth into the cover. Is that enough to put away Mikey Truth? Only gets a 2 count. This just shows some of that same, athleticism that they had in that matchup. Mikey Truth able to hit an uppercut. Now he's got that. He's stretching out Cabrera. All these men, like I said, could be the future of this brand. Could also possibly be future winners of the Conquest Rumble match. Cabrera able to slide out from that arm submission. Hits a big elbow forearm shot. That's Cabrera looking for a reverse DDT to Mikey Truth. Oh my god, he's on the shoulder. You could be thinking the detonator. And Mikey Truth flips out of it. Oh my god, Cesar Luis punched Mikey Truth in the back of the head. But that wasn't enough to stop the momentum of Mikey Truth. What a head scissors. He got right back up and right back down. Double knees, Meteora to Cabrera. Mikey Truth. Maybe he's looking for a further breaker. That could be enough, but Akuma comes in and just knees Mikey Truth right in the head. Akuma Santos just saved Cabrera from a possible defeat. Wait, but that allows Helenius to get a hot tag in. Mikey Truth tagged out to Helenius. And now those clotheslines and a big boot to Cabrera. Cabrera maybe wanted to try to get out of this match. Maybe doesn't want to be in the ring with the big man. Big elbow, a backbreaker, and a Russian leg sweep combination. And Cabrera quickly tags out back to Akuma Santos. He hasn't been in the ring very long. Akuma Santos not in the ring very long. Unless his battle both 3 men now. These two men I don't think I've ever met before as well. Akuma just leg sweeped Helenius. And a kick to the knee and a shot to the head by Akuma into the cover here. Is that enough to put away Helenius? Isaiah is able to prevent that from happening. Look at how Cabrera just dropped Isaiah Ice on the back of his head. Mikey Truth in the ring. Probably to interfere. No, wait. Oh, he may have been thinking Finn Hammer again. But Akuma stops it, and there's a knee strike. Helenius just got dropped right on his head. And all 82 from Akuma. Helenius able to kick out of that. I don't know how. But look at the blood on the face from that knee drop, and there's a German suplex. Helenius may not be 100% right now. Akuma is dominating. Helenius stops it and drops him. The blood on Helenius' face maybe tell the story there. Trying to battle Akuma here. There's those strikes. This is all about momentum at this point. And oh look, Shay is of his rival. Samoa Joe with a muscle buster. He just hit him with a muscle buster. Hooks the leg here. Now Akuma kicks out. Helenius trying to pick up the victory here for his team here. Akuma though, maybe still not as damaged as Helenius is, as he just got kneed in the gut and another kick. I don't know how much more Helenius can take. He's been in this match for a while, taking a lot of punishment. Taking a lot of punishment here. Backbreaker to Akuma. And now into the corner. And now Mikey Truth tags. Mikey Truth is back in the ring here. Tag team powerbomb. Cutter combination. Powerbomb neckbreaker on by Mikey Truth. Mikey Truth back in the ring. He's looking to take down Akuma with a knee. All three men now. Isaiah Ice back in the ring. I think it's all three men trying to take down Akuma. Akuma is a dangerous competitor. And all three men getting offense on Akuma, who hasn't had offense in the last few minutes right now. Another feather in his cap. If Isaiah Ice could pin Akuma Santos. Big diving spitting splash, and oh my god, a reverted shooting star press, but that wasn't enough to put away Akuma. And Caesar in the ring just hit a neck breaker. He just hit a neck breaker onto Mikey Truth, and Isaiah Ice puts down Caesar with the Hurricane, and there's a stunner. Akuma just nailed Isaiah Ice with a stunner, and there's a big kick again. And now tags Al Cabrera back in. Al Cabrera is tagged into this match. And he takes down Helenius, and there goes Mikey Truth. It looked like Isaiah Ice might have been able to put down Akuma, but Caesar's interference allowed Akuma to capitalize on the situation. And there's a spear. A spear. Is that enough to put down Isaiah Ice? No, only a 2 count. Isaiah Ice kicked out of that spear. I don't know how he did that. Now Ice is looking maybe to finish off Al Cabrera. Tilt-a-roll DDT. There's a double foot stomp. Ice is in complete control now. But wait a minute, Cesar Luis is in the ring. Cesar Luis again in the ring here. Hasn't had too much ring time, but he's definitely tried to interfere. And now Ice. Hey, look at Ice here. Cesar Luis gets pointed on his head. Well, he may not have much ring time, but he's certainly getting his ass kicked. And Isaiah Ice just drops Akuma now. But that distraction allows Al Cabrera to take advantage. That distraction allowed Al Cabrera to recuperate. Oh man, oh no, another speared off the apron to the floor. Cabrera hits a second spear, only this time it was to the floor on Isaiah Ice. Now it's Cabrera again knocks off Helenius and Mikey Truth. And that might be enough. That might be enough to allow Cabrera to put away Isaiah Ice. So here we go. Miracle Maker. Double underhook DDT. The Miracle Cabrera hits the Miracle Maker on Isaiah Ice. This is enough to put away Ice. 3 it is. Cabrera, Akuma Santos, and Cesar Luis pick up the win in this very competitive, highly fought 6-man tag team match. What a match this is to close out Pacific, as we know now, as we head towards Champions Rise in a big CPV. This was busted open early. I said all this offense on Akuma Santos after that shooting star press, but it was this kick that led to Akuma tagging out to Cabrera, and that is the ball game. Big win for these 3 men as we head towards Empire Conquest. Thank you for joining me. Please check out Empire Champions Rise coming soon. I am Joseph Cabrera. I'll see you all next time.